your mom and your family is actually of utmost importance to me.
I know why you're dreaming to meet my mom. It's like she's going to get married with my mom.
It's very important.
You know, a lot of the time I sit here and I say to you guys, I don't understand why people travel across the world to be with someone that hasn't told their family about you. But in this situation here, it's a bit different. Meisha knew that he didn't want to tell his mum straight off the bat because of the fact that she's already been married before, she's already got children, and based on his religion, it's very, very important that, you know, they get the approval first. So I understand. But we're now in a situation where he hasn't even told who else.
We can wait, Misha, we can wait.
What about your brothers?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Misha, I need to talk to them to see if they can come to my mom.
So now we're in a situation where he hasn't told his mom, but she knew about, but he also hasn't even told his family, like his brothers, his siblings.
So you, wait, hold on. So you haven't told them that I'm here?
Not really.
You haven't told them that
No.
I'm here in Israel?
No.
I feel like 90 days should be changed to wasting people's time or wasting my time. I don't know, man, just something like that, because these people go on this show and they all have this crazy illusion of like, yes, I met someone abroad and we are madly in love. We see eye to eye. Okay, we have problems every now and then, but we see eye to eye and we're madly in love and we're going to go and get married and then he or she can come to America or I'm going to go there. Blah-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. But for the most part, they're never on the same page. There's always different agendas. And one of the most recurring ones is also the fact that one always lacks more knowledge about someone else's culture than the other one. It's honestly, it's all upside down. But boy.
I definitely have to meet your family. That's part of the whole discerning process, Nicola. Yeah, I have to meet your family. You're gonna be that's just normal.
I mean, to be honest, if she ain't lying, it is pretty much what a lot of people do in a lot of these situations. I don't know when people don't meet each other's family, unless of course you have no family.
Show me in the Bible where it say, go to your brother that you need to tell him that I'm getting married.
Nicola, what's careless?
I really hate it when people use the Bible as an excuse. Even though he's bantering and joking, I really hate that. And the crazy thing about it is that he's not even actually necessarily bantering and joking, he's actually deflecting. And that's something that you're going to notice with him throughout this episode because he's got a massive pattern of where he'll just throw in little jokes here and there or whatever it is just to kind of like deflect from the conversation. They can run away from it because he's a man that is 46, I think, from what I remember, and legit is immature as hell. Like, yo, but then there's something that he says later on that really, I was like, but that pretty much defines it all, doesn't it? And we'll get there. But before we get there, please do make sure you hit that like button. Okay, the liking always helps us grow within the YouTube algorithm. Hey, let's continue.
To talk, you never stop. You're the most cute when you're on mute, I'll be honest with you.
I couldn't even find it funny, to be honest with you. This guy is so disrespectful. He thinks he's a comedian.
So you know what this is?
What?
This is a deflective mechanism. When conversations come up and something's uncomfortable, guess what Nico does?
Nico deflects, and he deflects massively. And the most annoying part of it is this whole deflection scheme, or whatever you want to call it, mechanism, is that it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. There's nothing about it that's even good.
He throws kind of a off-the-cuff thing that makes no sense and has no part of what we're talking about to try to get out of the conversation.
Exactly. I like the fact that Meisha has obviously picked up on his habit, on obviously at least one of his mechanisms. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, if she decided that she wants to be with him, it's important that she picks up on all of these things because you got to know who you're getting in a relationship with. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got to know whether you're going to be able to put up with someone that never wants to have a serious conversation. You know, someone that's always going to try and, you know, deflect it with this, and that. That's basically going to make you feel like as if he never takes anything that you say seriously. Which is just sad as hell, man. But hey.
It's important for me to show to Misha that I am the man. A woman cannot control a man. I just want relaxation from Misha. Like, I mean, she started to bother me.
And then that's pretty much it. So what he does, it's not even like a mechanism. It's a legitimate matter of, listen, I'm the man. What I say goes. Anything that you say, it may or may not be taken seriously. But the bottom line is, what I say goes. And that is pretty much in a nutshell. But the thing is, though, this is where Nicola's gone wrong. If he wanted a woman who was going to be submissive, you know, a woman that was going to, you know, never really have a say, was never going to necessarily talk back or give her opinion, or a woman that was only going to lead by what he says, or a woman that was going to be patient for him to be ready to say certain things when it's ready, when it's good for him. If you wanted a woman that was going to be ready, if you wanted a woman that wanted to be with a man that only cares about his own convenience, well, then he should never have gone for an America for a woman from America. We're not necessarily an American per se, but I'm pretty sure there's women out there in America that would be, you know, that fit the profile of what I just said. But the American woman that he's gone for is definitely not a part of that profile. You know what I mean? And he needs to recognize that if this relationship is ever going to work with him and Meisha, he's going to have to put himself in positions where he's going to have to start compromising some of his beliefs, some of his cultural, you know, X, Y, Z. But this is the thing, though. At the same time, though, Meisha at the same time shouldn't be with someone, you know, that has a culture where he believes the man, or was taught or grew up as the man being the one that is the leader, the man being da 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 da. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, both of these two have got into a relationship, and they both got into a relationship with the lack of research of which, with a lack of research of where they are both from, with a lack of research of, well, anymore, no even that, and with a lack of communication of what they expect from one another. And to be honest with you, when he used the Bible in a jokingly manner, whatever, that was me thinking, okay, cool. So that means in this relationship, whenever there's going to be a little bit of an issue here, there, and everywhere, he's probably going to always throw the Bible out there whenever he sees necessary. And that's not cool, and that's not good, nor is it healthy. Do I see this relationship potentially working at some point? No. Do I see these two potentially getting to that point? I mean, look this way. For this relationship to work, Nicola's gonna have to basically become someone that is willing to compromise certain things that he believes that a man should not have to compromise. Is he gonna do that? Probably not. But at the same time, the Meisha's gonna have to kind of get on the board on the fact that this man is the way he is, and that she may not always get her own way, and that most importantly, if he doesn't want to have a conversation about something, then he's not gonna have a conversation about it. I mean, for him, he speaks about how, well, we've already spoke about these things, so I don't know why she keeps bringing it up. I mean, it's very simple. The fact that he's not understanding why she keeps bringing them up is actually a big issue. Now, I'm not saying that she's necessarily right in bringing it up. I feel like she is in some situations, in some situations she's not. But the fact is this, is that if she's asked you a question of something and you haven't necessarily given her an actual answer or result or whatever, of course, she's going to keep asking you because she wants that answer that's going to feel secure. A lot of women want an answer that feels secure, an answer that feels promising, an answer that's direct, not an answer that is just like waving around in the air and you just don't know whether you're coming or going. And the problem is that you keep giving her these answers. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, she's arrived, and your mom doesn't know about what she knew about, which is fine, but only some of your brothers know about her, but not everybody, but not all of them know about her. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's not going to work for her. Do you see what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. You guys let me know what you're thinking down below and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and of course, peace.